was outside. I was out the door trying to wait for you.
Yeah. Whoa.
That's a hard work.
That's a hard work. Are we going to head off to the back? That's hard work. Can I hold your hand?
That's a hard work.
That's a hard work. That's hard work.
What's that?
Love and respect all people and all things living. Guys, I'm going to try to narrate this as best as I can. I cut a lot of video footage out, and I'm still kind of new to this, but I hope you can appreciate a little bit of my workouts. I have had some questions, mostly people that are personal in my life, and then I had some questions on YouTube quite a while back. So this is going to be arms day for me. I'm going to do forearms, biceps, triceps, shoulders. So it's going to be the entire arms. Again, I'm still in that phase. I'm in the second phase, or phase 2 of, I guess you could say, my second stage of phase 1 for NASM. Right here I'm doing some arms. You noticed I did the reverse wrist curl, and then I'm doing the forward wrist curl. On the reverse wrist curl, I did some pause holds, like you see there. There's basically, I'll do a couple pause holds. I'm not really focusing on that right now, but you'll see in some other workouts and stuff like that I may do other body parts and stuff. I may do some pause holds for a quick second. There's 2 reasons why I'm doing that. One is because, well, I felt like really weak maybe, and I really wanted to stress the muscle a lot on last 1 or 2 pause sets. But most importantly, what people don't really focus on in the gym, here's what they do focus on. They focus on 2 contractive states: eccentric contraction and concentric contraction. So each eccentric contraction is when you're like lowering the weight, when it's deloading. Concentric contraction is when you're concentrating, focusing, lifting the weight up. It's contracting. There's a third state of contraction for the muscle, and it's isometric contraction. Isometric means it's isolated. It's not moving, but it's at a tensed state. So when you do a pause rep and you pause for that second, 2, 3, 4 seconds, however long you decide to pause, or whatever the pause is, it's still isometrically contracting, or stationary contraction, basically. Okay, so we moved on from forearms. Let's move right along. We're doing some triceps. Again, the phase 1 for NASM is endurance to stabilization. Here I started with the palms directly touching each other, the hands directly touching each other, dead center of the bar. I like the long bar, a lot of things. And then I moved out just to the lines there. Or actually, I'm sorry, on the 10-pounders when I first started with reversed tricep pushes, which you see right here, my hands reversed under. For fighters in MMA and so on and so forth, you can appreciate this type of tricep pressing. I moved on to the 25 pounds. Didn't really, again, I cut out a lot of video footage, so I didn't really want to show too much. As I move up anyway, as you see, I did not bring my hands directly touching in the bar. I just brought them to the first lines to get that tricep press, close grip press for triceps. When you're going up in weight, you tend to not want to put the hands touching dead center of the bar in the center line, because it does put a lot more pressure on the elbows. So if you can lift more weight by not allowing more pressure. So there was my kind of like my endurance set. I did the reverse, I did the close grip, and then I kind of brought the hands out a little bit. That was the endurance phase. Here's my stabilization for the triceps. Again, I'm long barring it, so it's about 45 pounds. When doing stabilization, I'm not really increasing weight. I may not increase weight at all. I may just keep it a low, pretty even, stable tension. But at least what I'm doing here is I'm using this physio ball, or stabilization ball, trying to keep my torso straight up and aligned. So keep the hips up off the ground. You see my butt, and I raise it right there. So try to keep that line straight from your knees to your chest. And then just focusing, so that way it incorporates more core stabilization. And then your tricep press, you could just focus on, the stabilization within your tricep press. So again, went from the endurance phase on the bench press, lung barring it, close grip, and reverse to the physio ball. Here's another, I wanted to really hit the triceps really good, so here's another kind of like a endurance. As you see, I did the knuckles facing upward or reverse grip, and now I'm doing palms facing up, doing about 5 reps each, and now I'm doing kind of a hammer press. I'm hitting different angles of the tricep muscle. Okay, so again, knuckles up here again. I'm going back all over again. Knuckles up 5 reps, and then turn those dumbbells around. Sorry for the angle of the camera. And now palms up, another 5 reps. Really trying to burn it out. Low weight here, and then kind of a hammer press or a tricep, just a regular tricep extension. So I'm done there. Went ahead and grabbed the 20 pounds here. Same thing, knuckles up. A few reps. I think that was 4 reps. I'm not really sure. But I was trying to do 5 reps. Palms up here. And then I move on to hammer or regular tricep extension. And doing 5 reps of each. And then I rested on that one. I think I was getting a little burnt out from doing 2 rounds on the first one. Here's the 25 pounders. Again, I'm using knuckles up first, palms to the ground. Then I turn it around and palms up to the sky. And just really trying to push it out, trying to keep my stability, trying not to rock. That's why I like to use the mirror and try to focus on myself. I notice I'm rocking a little bit here. So again, I'm using these videos for myself too to see how I can wear and how I can improve. Oh, this one's a bad angle, and I'm sorry about that. So my palms are facing up. This is a reverse tricep push down, and then I put the weights down. I put palms facing down, and I reverse it again. I'm using the rope, the pulley, as a kind of like a stabilization / endurance type of a movement here, because I'm doing a lot of repetitions. I'm doing it in a couple different angles, using knuckles down as you see there, and then I put the plate down, I put the bar back up, put my palms facing down, then I do it again. So here's a reverse grip tricep push down, then a regular grip tricep push down, as you can see there. I pulled the camera back a little bit, noticing that it was a bad angle and you couldn't really notice where my hands were at. I think I started with a 60 pound here, moved on to a 70 and then an 80. I think I go up to about 120 in this one. I'm not really sure, but there you go. See again, palms facing down, then or knuckles facing down, then palms facing up, and then I reverse it again. So again, I'm trying to use the mirror. You may not see what I'm trying to do, but I'm trying to use the mirror to keep focus so I'm not rocking as much. Try to stay stable as much as possible. And again, I use these videos. I think I'm hitting the 90 there, or the 80 to 90. I'm not really sure which one I'm hitting there yet. But I use these videos for myself. I can look back at where my progress is, and also to encourage me, and hopefully it encourages you, and also to see someone that's not just throwing stuff around in the gym, but actually has a little bit of a plan set in place to what the workouts may be. I think I skipped the plate there. I think because I didn't want to bore you with another set. So I think I'm right here. I think I'm maybe at 110. It may be the 110 or the 120. So because it's a lot of stress on the elbow, I decided to just do regular tricep pull down, palms facing down, as you can see there, and I'm doing a nice and slow concentrated movement. I didn't want to jerk the weights around. Here I moved on. This is going to be again another, I'm using this more of like stabilization for the forearms, main tricep and the forearms assistant, because I got my palms open and I'm not grabbing on the bar. If you can see there, I put my palms, my hands pointing right smack center of the bar, and I have my hands open, as you can see that there. I'm trying to eliminate the stress that goes on in the hand and the forearm there, and really try to focus on the stress in the tricep area. That was just a little bit of endurance. Alright, so we're prepping for biceps here. I'm warming myself up using the long bar. I like the long bar. A lot of stuff. That was the overhand grip bicep curl. Now underhand grip bicep curl. I think I did 10 and 10. And then we're going to move on, try a different angle to get a better, different view. Now I got 10-pound plates on each side. That is the 35-pound bar, the 35-pound long bar, or the shorter bar, not your bench press bar. And I noticed my plate was slipping off on the side there a little bit. And this is good actually for me to see this. You can see where my imbalances are typically at. As you can see that little plate. So I decided to put the 5 pounds on plus the clips on the end there. And we're going to go ahead and shoot up this time because we already did the first warm up, reverse and regular. Then we did 10 pounds, 10 reps, and I'm going to do the 10 and 5 on each side, 10 reps. Trying to keep stable, trying not to rock there as much. There'll be a little bit of rocking. I actually feel like when I have less weight, I feel like I'm more unstable, and when I have more weight, I feel more stronger and stable as far as my base. So here I have 2 10s on each side, and doing increments of 5, I guess, is what I was doing. Here I'm doing pretty good as far as not rocking too much, trying to keep a straight line. My main focus, I have a little bit of rocking, but I guess what I'm trying to show you here is my main focus is not to bend the lower back or the torso area as much, where people tend to like lean over. I have nice and straight. It's not really moving right in the midsection. Okay, so here's the 25 pounds. Gonna use the clips because I like these bumper plates. I really like the bumper plates a lot, but they are really smooth on the inside and the core where the bar goes, and they can slide up really easy, so I have to use the clips on this one. Here we see I'm not really rocking as much, trying to get myself a good distance. I think I pump out about 5 to 6 reps on this here. Really just focused, taking my time with it, not really kind of jerking or going any faster. Again, we're in an endurance to a stabilization, so yeah. So there's 25 pounds. I think, what was I at there? 5 or 6 reps there. I felt a little weak on that one, so here I go with a little bit of a pausing just to really push out the rest of that stress. So I added 5 pounds. Again, we're doing increments of 5s. It's a 5 and a 25 on each side. I'm going to clip it. And yeah, so guess I'm just kind of psyching myself up, and music really helps out. Music really helps out with this here. And then just using proper lifting techniques. I don't know if you guys notice that the little movements that we do when we try to bend over, and there's 1, there's 2. I'm not rocking too much there. It looks pretty good. Feet are stable. A little bit of a jerk there, a little bit of a cheat jerk there. Not too bad. A little bit of slow on the decline because I felt my cheat jerk, so I went slower in the decline. There I did a bigger cheat jerk, so I'm going more slower because I'm trying to compensate for a little cheating there. So I think that's pretty much it for the bicep curls. We're going to move right along. Oh, you know what? I actually did I did another set. That's right. I did another set because I felt weak on that one and I wanted to do it again. So yeah, working out is great, man. I gotta tell you, I really hope and I encourage you guys to work out. It doesn't have to be a lot of weight. It doesn't have to be a lot of like killing yourself, grinding in the gym and stuff like that. It really just a little bit. If you just a little bit goes a long way, guys. It really does, because we don't we don't realize how much damage we put in our body throughout the day. Just work itself, the diets that we do. All right, going real quick now. I'm doing this as an endurance to stable. Well, more of an endurance, and I'm hitting different angles here. I want to stress the bicep in different angles. As you see, I did a fly, and now I'm doing a supination curl, where I'm kind of just twisting, and now I'm doing a hammer curl. So I did 5, 5, and 5. Again, I'm hitting different angles of the bicep, working different angles, and then I open up again, do another round, doing a wide angle bicep curl, and then I do 5 of those, and then I do 5 of the supination curls. Here's with just palms up, not doing a supination this time, but you get the picture. It's just palms up, different angle instead of a wide. And then I turn it in for a hammer curl at the end there. Give it a good amount of blood pumping in there because we just hit it hard. So we want to go lighter and we want to push more blood into that area that we just ripped that tissue open with the bigger weights. So that's kind of like the idea there. Bring more blood in after you go heavy, heavy, heavy. Grab some lighter weights if you could. Bring more and more blood flow coming in. Pump it as much as possible. Because we did damage, basically what you're doing is you're breaking down the tissue when you go heavy, whatever muscle group you're working. Slowly bring in, the muscle needs more blood, more nutrients from the blood to heal itself, and it just kind of helps overall for for good muscle growth and stuff like that. And then that's when we bring in the diet, and then you add more nutrients to that blood flow and healing process and sleep, rest, good water, nutrition. It all works out. So there you saw me do a wide. I'm exhausting myself here, I think. Yeah, I think this is the 20 pounds. It looks like 20 pounds. Now I'm doing a supination curl, and then I did 5, and then I finish it off right here with 5 hammers. And I'm just really trying to exhaust the biceps, but my main goal is to get a lot of the blood in there. Here I hit a different angle so you guys can see. No, actually I moved on to a real true stabilization movement. So what you can see here, I'm grabbed just a small little 20-pound long bar. I move one finger over to give it some tension in my wrist, so I have a lot of weight kind of pulling on one side. I lift one leg up, so I'm standing on one leg and I have one leg up, and then my wrist is forcing the tension in my wrist is being forced by the weight being slightly unbalanced. And I move over for another 5 reps, and that tension forces all those ligaments and tendons around the wrist and elbows. I'm using my core as well too. I'm trying to look in the mirror and keep the bar parallel to the ground. Flip it over, do the other arm, same thing. I want to do like a one finger over, get some tension in the wrist and elbow area. Incorporate more small muscle tissues, connective tissue for this bicep curl. Standing on one leg, as you can see, and move it over one finger now after I did 5 reps there, and do another 5 reps here, trying to keep that bar parallel to the ground. Trying to do a real good full body stabilization bicep curl here. Just incorporating more muscle fibers, really trying to condition. I move on to the 30-pound bar. It's not that heavy. Remember, again, I don't want to lose a lot of weight when doing stabilization movements. So I go from like strength to stabilization, or endurance to stabilization, or strength to endurance. That's kind of the idea. And if it's an endurance, it's going to be something that's semi-stabilization if I go into the endurance. 30 pounds is getting a little heavy for me there, wasn't it? That looks funny. Yeah, that t-shirt that says happy there, that's for me. So when I see myself in the mirror, it's just to remind me, oh yeah, I got to be happy. But yeah, so I move on again. My whole core is working here, standing on one leg. There's so many different ways you can really do a bicep stabilization movement. You can stand on a Bosu ball, you can, whatever. There's a whole bunch of different ways. Here we're getting prepped up for the shoulders, and I'm just going to do some push and pulls. I think that's the 30 pounds. Just doing some shrug, kind of like a half snatch movement, snatch to a press, up and press and up and press. Just warming up the shoulders as much as possible in all different angles to a pull all the way to a push, overhead push. And this is my warm-up for my shoulders. Different warm-ups, of course, but I like to do all the movement, get all the full range when warming up. All right, and then we're going to go right on. Okay, just doing kind of like a supination overhead press. Some guys would typically sit down on a bench and call it like the Arnold Press, where you're rotating the arm as you press it over your head. I think this one I'm starting with the 15 pounds. I think that looks, yeah, that's a 15 pounds. And I think I'm pumping out about 20 reps. I like to stand up when doing this, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm forcing my legs, my core, my hip region, and everything. I'm forcing all that to stabilize my body as I'm lifting weight over the frame of my body. And this is the 20 pounds now. I think I just pumped out about 10 or 15 reps on that one. And I think after that, here's the 25s, and I think I just do 10 reps. So going back, I like to stand up. I like to incorporate all the muscles of my body. You know, when you tend to sit down too much and you're going overhead, I can get stronger. I mean, I can go pretty heavy on when I'm sitting down and doing an overhead press, but I'm just weakening my core, and then I'm weakening a lot of other muscles that could be used to really truly lift weight up. And I try to look at like real life experience. I think I'm hitting a 35 pounds now. So I started with 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So here's a 35. I think I bring it down to maybe 6 or 8 reps on this one, guys. But yeah, I mean, real life situations, lifting weight over your head in real life, you're not typically sitting down on a bench. You know, I like to incorporate what I would be doing like in real life if something was to happen and I need to grab this weight and lift it up and over my head. I don't got a bench sitting around where to do it with and get heavier, you know. So yeah, here is some swimmer movements. I learned this when I was training for a triathlon a while back. I never did the triathlon, I'll be honest with you, but I was training for it, and this was one of the movements that I learned. So kind of like a circles in and then circles out, and I do 5 circles in and then I do 5 circles out. And I noticed that I did it bent over, so I was kind of doing the back portion of my shoulder. Now I'm doing side outwards, so I'm doing like the middle head of my shoulder, and now I'm doing in front of me. I'm doing the front head of the shoulder. Again, 5 circles in and 5 circles out. And I'm using the 5-pound plates here. I like to grab just the 5-pound plates. I'm going that low. Here's the 10-pound plates. Gives it a different tension around the hands. Makes the fingers a little bit grip a little bit in a more awkward fashion. I just like to do things differently, and I like to have strength come from different angles, different tensions. I don't like to keep things the same all the time. I think doing the same mundane movement consistently throughout your life, I mean, at least you're doing something, but I like to do things different all the time. I like different. So here's some swimmer circles with weights and trying to hit all 3 angles, the reverse and everything. Oh, see that guy there in the back, guys? That guy right there, I sat and talked with him for a while once. He's really, he's a bigger guy. He's a bigger guy. And man, just a nice guy. He really wanted to lose weight, and I really felt for him. We talked for a long time. Had a really good conversation with him. Always say hello to people in the gym that look like they, I have more respect for those that really are really trying to get healthy and lose weight, and they really need to, than the meathead running around the gym and stuff like that. That's great. I respect the meathead too. I do. But I really, no one ever says hi to those overweight people or those weird looking people, and I do. I always make it my thing. I have to do it. I have to say hello to those people that are shy, that are embarrassed of what they may look like or their weight or whatever. I just do, and I encourage you to do the same thing too. They need a hello and a smile once in a while, and please, I encourage you to do that. I'm finishing off with some reverse high knees here, just to kind of get the lower end of my abs. I've been working up the upper and just the regular core section of my abs, and I really wanted to hit the lower ones. So here I am doing, I think I did 4, is that my 4 or 5th set? I think that's 4 sets, guys. And this might pretty much be it for me. I think I did 4 or 5. My hands are slipping there. Yeah, stay happy and make the freaking workout count, okay? Look, it's just clean, regular water in my shaker cup. Just a simple scoop, my regular whey protein. just some chicken with 3 slices of romaine lettuce there with just a little bit of carb bread there. And I love carbs. Carbs are good for you. Don't be afraid of them. Love and respect all people and all things living, guys. I wish you the best. Take care.